Recall some of the characteristics that are common to all living things. Reproduction is one of them. Imagine what would have happened if organisms had not reproduced. Reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. Recall the reproduction in plants. Remember that plants that reproduce sexually have male and female reproductive parts. Like plants, the reproductive parts in animals also produce gametes that fuse to form a zygote. It is the zygote which develops into a new individual. This type of reproduction beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. Let us find out the reproductive parts in humans and study the process of reproduction in them. The male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, 2 sperm ducts, and a penis. The testes produce the male gametes called sperms. Millions of sperms are produced by the testes. Those sperms are very small in size, each has a head, a middle piece, and a tail. Recall the different types of cells that you learned about. Is a sperm a cell too? Yes, each sperm is a single cell with all the usual cell components. The female reproductive organs are a pair of ovaries, oviducts, fallopian tubes, and the uterus. Ovary produces female gametes called the ova or the eggs. In human beings, a single matured egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. Uterus is the part where development of the baby takes place. Like the sperm, an egg is also a single cell. The first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of a sperm and an ovum. When sperms come in contact with an egg, one of the sperms may fuse with the egg. Such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called fertilization. During fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single nucleus. This results in the formation of a fertilized egg or zygote. The process of fertilization is the meeting of an egg cell from the mother and a sperm cell from the father. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote, which begins to develop into an embryo. Fertilization takes place inside the female body. The zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a ball of cells. The cells then begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and organs of the body. This developing structure is termed as an embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops the body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. The stage of the embryo in which all the body parts can be identified is called a fetus. When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. Now, let us look at how fertilization happens in other animals like the frogs. During spring or rainy season, frogs and toads move to ponds and slow-flowing streams. When the male and female come together in water, the female lays hundreds of eggs. A layer of jelly holds the eggs together and provides protection to the eggs. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperm over them. Each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of its long tail. The sperms come in contact with the eggs. This results in fertilization. What is the difference between the two types of fertilization that you see? Here is a hint. Observe where the fertilization happens. Fertilization, in which the fusion of a male and a female gamete takes place outside the body of the female, is called external fertilization, while the fertilization which takes place inside the female body, like in the case of human beings, is called internal fertilization. Now, let us compare two types of internal fertilization, but they are different. Human beings give birth to babies, but what about hens? Both are examples of internal fertilization, but what is the difference? The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous. Those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. The new individuals which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. Frog is another such example. Observe the different stages of frog starting from the egg to the adult stage. We find that there are three distinct stages, that is, egg, tadpole, adult. Don't the tadpoles look so different from the adults? Can you imagine that these tadpoles would someday become frogs? The features that are present in the adult are not found in these young ones. Then what happens to the tadpoles or caterpillars thereafter? In the case of tadpoles, they transform into adults capable of jumping and swimming. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. What about the changes that we observe in our body as we grow? Do you think we too undergo metamorphosis? In human beings, body parts similar to those present in the adults are already present from the time of the birth.